he never laid a hand on me, not until the end. And I still almost didn't survive. What if I told you the most dangerous crimes wasn't a violent outburst, but a slow, methodical setup disguised as love? What if love bombing wasn't flattery, but a crime scene in disguise? This is the Lovebombed True Crime Podcast, and today we're starting with the lie that nearly cost me everything. Welcome. I'm Stella Pierson, survivor of narcissistic abuse and the host of this podcast. For over 2 years, I've been building this story, not just mine, but ours. The stories of so many women who were never supposed to make it out. Each week, we investigate the hidden crimes buried inside toxic relationships, coercive control, financial sabotage, stalking, post-separation abuse. Crimes that don't always leave bruises, but always leave lasting damage. And in this first episode, we begin where it all starts, the setup, the seduction, the crime of coercion. He said I was the love of his life, and I believed him. Why wouldn't I? He studied me, mirrored me, matched my energy so perfectly I thought I'd met my soulmate. He told me I was different, special, that he'd never felt anything like this before. It wasn't just romantic, it felt fated. And in the beginning, it was perfect because he made it perfect. That's the thing about a love bombed. It's engineered. It's not real. It's bait. He gave me everything I'd ever wanted so he could take it all back, piece by piece. So what is coercive control? It's the invisible crime. It's not about one big act of violence. It's about a pattern, a web of manipulation, isolation, gaslighting, threats, financial restriction, and subtle domination. It's showing up with flowers and then slowly pulling away your friends. It's tracking your movements, controlling your money, deciding what you wear, who you talk to, where you go, all while telling you, I'm just trying to protect you. In the UK and parts of Australia, coercive control is a criminal offense. Here in the United States, it's still treated like a relationship issue, a misunderstanding, an attitude. But make no mistake, coercive control is criminal behavior. It's psychological warfare, and I lived in that war for years without realizing I was at war. The red flags were always there, but they didn't look like warning signs at the time. They looked like curiosity, attention, concern. They looked like love. He used to say things like, I've never opened up to anyone like this. You just get me. You're not like the others. At first, it felt like connection, but now I know it was data collection. Everything I shared, every wound I revealed, he was taking notes, and later, he'd use them to break me. And it didn't start with yelling or name-calling. It started with small shifts. The compliments stopped. The affection changed. He stopped touching me like he used to. He didn't have to insult me. He just went quiet. He withheld. That's something no one talks about enough. Withholding as control. Withholding affection. Withholding attention. Withholding sex. Withholding warmth. And making you feel like you caused it. That's how it starts. They strip away connection until your entire nervous system is scanning them instead of listening to you. Let's pause here. This emotional disorientation is called gaslighting. It's when they manipulate your reality so subtly and consistently that you stop trusting your own thoughts. You start believing their version of events. You question your memory. You doubt your reactions. And you begin apologizing for things they did. I once apologized for catching him in a lie. He told me he was working late, but I saw the photo tagged on someone else's feed. He was at dinner with her, and I was home, waiting, taking care of the children, folding laundry, trying not to spiral. When I brought it up, he flipped the script. He said I was paranoid, controlling. He turned it into a fight about my trust issues, not his betrayal. By the end of that conversation, I apologized. I begged him to stay. That's what coercive control looks like. It's psychological chess, and I didn't even know we were playing a game. He always said money didn't matter, that he just wanted to take care of things. But behind that offer was ownership. He questioned every purchase, moved money without telling me, made me feel grateful for things that were already mine. Later, I learned he had secret accounts, made large purchases, bought gifts for someone else, while I was rationing groceries. He made me dependent, then blamed me for needing him. That's financial abuse. When they control your money, they control your choices. After I left, the abuse didn't stop. It just changed shape. He used the children, promised to pick them up, then didn't, showed up with gifts, then vanished. And when I spoke up, he told the courts I was bitter, alienating, that I was making it hard for him to be a father. But he didn't want a relationship with the children. He wanted control over me. And there's nothing more painful than watching your children become pawns in a game they never asked to play. I went to the police. They said, he hasn't broken the law. The court called it, quote, high conflict. Therapists urged me to keep the peace. But there's no peace when the abuse is invisible. No justice when the system is blind. My turning point wasn't loud. It was quiet. I looked in the mirror and thought, I don't recognize myself. I wasn't living. I wasn't surviving. And I was still under his control, even without contact. So I took it back. I documented everything, found a therapist who understood, created a plan, built a community, and little by little, I came back to myself. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend, a sister, a stranger, someone who's stuck in the fog. This is the Lovebombed, where love stories turn criminal and where we rise together. Subscribe wherever you get your true crime podcasts, because some crimes don't start with violence, they start with love.